Romeo Wednesday. Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. Now, let me say this entire design was inspired by a video that I saw on TikTok. Shout out to Clever Creations on TikTok. She made a short about this whole process and I said, I just have to try with my Romeo. So that is what we are doing today. At the end of this video, if you find it helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let me show you what's coming up for tomorrow. The materials I'm using for this project include my Siser Romeo. I'm using 4 different colors of glitter vinyl. This is blue, silver, white, and brown. I'm not sure if I'm using a black or a gray shirt just yet. I'm using a Siser high-tack mat, a Siser weeding tool, and I'm using my HTVRont Auto Heat Press. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is download the files that we're going to need for this project. So what I did was I went to Creative Fabrica and I did a search for football. And since this was one of the first files that came up, I downloaded this option right here. But if you do a search for football on the Creative Fabrica site, you will be able to go through and find the one that works best for you. Here's one that's plain and simple, so you can make a decision on that. The next thing I did was I looked for a font called College. And same thing, you'll be able to look through and find the ones that you like. And I wanted one that had an outline like this. So I downloaded this option right here. And the thing about this one is that each letter is its own SVG. So you'll see that once we get into the software. After I downloaded these 2 things from Creative Fabrica, the next thing I did was I went to dafont.com and I downloaded the font that I'm going to use. So let me show you how to do that. I am on the dafont.com website and I'm going to search for a font that's called Blontic Script. I think I spelled it right. Blontic Script, B-L-A-N-T-I-C-K Script. I'm going to click download, and on my computer, when I click download, it comes right here in this top right hand corner. So once it finishes downloading, I will click it and we will get it uploaded. Okay. Now in a folder, a zipped folder. So I'm going to click on the folder and I am going to click extract all. I normally save my fonts in a specific folder. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click extract. So you make sure to download, extract, and then you also have to install it. So I can double click on it and click install. So mine is already installed. I'm not going to replace it, but for you, if you don't already have this font, you'll need to install it. So I'm going to click no, and I'm going to click stop. Now let's go into Leonardo Design Studio. The first thing I'm going to do is upload the letters in the varsity font. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to navigate to where I have the letters saved. I don't have them in a folder yet. They are still in my downloads folder. So I'm going to go to the SVGs. I'm going to select the G, click Open, Cut Only, Next, and Apply. And I'm going to add the O. Same thing, I'm going to select the O, open, cut only, next, apply. And I will move these up here just to the top, not at any specific place on the mat, but I do not want the letters to be touching. So you can see they are separated. The next thing I'm going to do is select both letters. I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to paths and combine paths. And I'm going to make this bigger, just a bit bigger. Now I can make it wider and I can make it taller if that's what I want to do. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is go to File, and I am going to add the football. And once again, it's not saved in any specific place. It's just in my downloads folder. I am selecting a cut only, and I am going to go to next, and you'll see that it will show all of the colors in the file. And what is that? Okay. And I do not want 3 colors. I actually just want 2 colors. And so I'm just going to bring that down like that. I'm going to click apply. All right. And so now I have the football, and I do want to see my layers panel because I want to make sure that what I'm doing is the right thing. Okay, so I'm going to select the football, and I am going to make sure that it is the way that I want it to be, because when I was designing this file, I was having a hard time. It says that this is 3 items, and so let's just look at it. I'm going to click build contours. I want this to be an editable contour, and I want to click apply. So once I move this top layer, the piece that you see right now, there will be a layer behind it, and I'm going to delete that. So this layer right here, I don't need this. I'm just going to click delete. So I have the football. It's still showing as 3 items, but hopefully it'll cooperate the way I need it to. Okay, I'm going to click this. I'm just rotating it a little bit, and I am going to move it back over here to the top of the O and go. Now, the football, in my opinion, looks very big right here, so I'm going to resize it just a bit, and I'm going to move it where I want it to be. Now, this part right here, of course, will be a matter of personal preference because you'll move it where you want it to go. Now, with the letters, because I'm using blue glitter vinyl, I do want them to be blue on the screen. So I'm just going to click this blue right here, and I'm going to click apply. All right, and then now I'm going to go and grab a text box, and I'm looking for that font that is called Blontic that I downloaded from thefont.com. So I'm going to type the team name, and in this case it's the Cowboys. Okay, and I'm going to keep the auto weld on. That's fine. Do I want it bold? Let's go with bold. I'll click apply, and I'm going to move it down, but I'm also going to resize it. Okay, I want this to be a lot bigger than it is. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is add an offset to this. So I'm going to click build contours. I'm going to go to editable contour, cut only, include holes, and I'm going to go up, and I want the color of the offset to be white, but we'll do that later. Okay, so I want this offset to be like right at, let's do 83, and we want to have a white offset. Okay, and I'm going to click apply. Now let me make the matte dark so you can see what's going on. So you see that white layer behind the word Cowboys. Now I have the word Cowboys and I have a white layer behind it. What I also want to have is an offset behind that. So I'm going to select this whole thing, the word Cowboys and the layer behind it, and I'm going to go back to build contours, editable contour, and I do want to include the holes, and I don't want a very big offset this time. I think right at about 31 is sufficient. I will click apply. Now, what I'm going to do is move the top layers of Cowboys, because if you look right here, this is 3 layers of Cowboys, and I don't need 3 layers for what I'm getting ready to do. Before I move these 3 layers, I'm going to select the whole thing, all 3 layers, and I'm going to right click on this, and I'm just going to group it. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want all three layers to stay together while I size it the way I want it to be sized. So I'm just using this to resize it. I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to make it as big as I want, and I'm going to be very sure of my design. Now, the letters G and O, of course, are going to be blue, and the Cowboys, the color of that is going to be silver. So let's see what that's all going to look like. Let's go back. What happened right there? Let's go to my layers panel. Oh, it's because it's grouped. Let me ungroup it for 1 second. And I want that blue to be silver so we can get a good look at it. Okay, that's better. All right, so now let's group it back together just by holding all three layers and grouping, and we can decide, like, is this big enough? Do I want it any bigger than this? Do I think it looks great at this size? Do I love it? Right? I can make that decision right here, and I think it looks great. I can make it bigger if I want to. I can make it, longer, taller, totally my decision. All right, so I think this looks fantastic just like this. Now what I'm going to do is ungroup this, because remember, the only reason I had it grouped was to just check the size. So I'm going to ungroup this. Now I'm back to having three layers, and I'm going to move the layers apart. So I'm going to move that top layer. I'm going to move the white layer. And all I have right now is the black layer, the football, and the word go. I'm going to move this black layer down just for 1 second. I'm going to select the word go and the football, just the word go and the football. And what I'm going to do is I am going to go down here to this option down here. I'm going to select stamp keep. Once I do that, that will remove a piece of the football from the word go. So let's see. See that? So that space is open. I'm going to put the football back. I just wanted you to see that that space is open. I'm going to put the football back. Now I have it together. That's what I want. I'm going to put this layer back on top right where I want it. I can make a decision of where I want that word to go. I think it looks great right there. Okay, so now what I'll do is select everything on the mat, and I will do the same thing again with the stamp keep. I'll go up here and I'll go to stamp keep. Now what should happen is it should open all of that space behind the word Cowboys, including a piece of the football. So I'm going to move this out, and we see that is all open. That's perfect. I don't need this anymore. This is trash. Okay, so now I have all of that open space, and now I'm going to put my layers back together. So I got to find my white layer of Cowboys. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. All right, and I'm going to find the silver layer of Cowboys and put that back. All right, that looks really good. But remember, the silver layer and the white layer are glitter vinyl, and we do not layer glitter vinyl on top of glitter vinyl over here. So what I'm going to do is select that white layer of Cowboys and the top layer of Cowboys. I'm going to select both of those together, and I'm going to do another stamp keep, and that will give me an offset. So I'm going to go over here to stamp keep, and now instead of having a full layer back there, I just have an offset, and this is perfect. So now I should have 4 layers when I get ready to send my design. So now let's put this all back together just the way we want it. Let's make sure of it. I think it looks phenomenal, and I cannot wait to put it all together. So now I'm going to just select the whole thing. I'm going to click send design. Look at how fantastic this is. Okay, so I love it. I love it. Okay, and so now I'm going to click send design. And so this is my first layer. It will be the blue glitter vinyl. My second layer will be the football. And then my other two layers will be the word Cowboys, the white layer, and the silver layer. And I love the fact that it already connected the white layer. I didn't have to figure that out for myself. Now, all of this will need to be mirrored because all of this is glitter vinyl, and we know that glitter vinyl is heat transfer vinyl and it is going to be pressed. So I'm going to click mirror design, and I'm going to send this to my cutter. Of course, I'm using my Siser Romeo. However, you can do all of your designing here. Go back to the design. I can go to file and export artwork. I can save this as an SVG because that's what I would want it to be once I sent it over to Cricut Design Space. And I can click save, and I can call this Dallas Cowboys or Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Okay, and it's going to be saved as an SVG, and I would save that in my documents folder. I have a Leonardo folder, and I would click save. And then what I could do is just go and open. Let's go to new, and I can go to upload, and I can go to upload image, browse, and I can go to my documents. I can go to my Leonardo folder, and I can go to my Go Cowboys file. I can click open, and there it is. I can add it to my canvas and get it cut from there if I do not have a Cricut, if I do not have a Siser Romeo or a Siser Juliet. Okay, so now I'm going back to Leonardo Design Studio, and I am going to get this all cut out. Okay, everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. I have all of my vinyl cut out, and I am going to get it weeded out. So I have the silver, the white, the brown, and the blue, and I will speed this part up while I get this weeded out. I have all 4 layers of my vinyl weeded. Oh, I see one piece right here that I didn't weed. So I have all of my layers. This is the blue. I'm going to put the blue down first, then the white, then the brown, and then the silver will go on top of that. Now let me grab my shirt and we will get started pressing. All right, I have my gray shirt, and the first thing I'm going to do is give it a pre-press for about 5 seconds. I have my heat press set to 320 degrees for 20 seconds. I just come down about 3 finger lengths like that. If you want to come down further, you can. That's just how I do it. I'm going to line it up where like right in between the G and the O. I don't know if that's centered, but it looks like it is. Okay, I have parchment paper. I'm going to press this for a few seconds, not the full time. Remember, Siser is a hot or cold peel, so I can go ahead and peel this now. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I already love it. Oh my gosh, I already love it. Oh my gosh, I already love it. Here's the white layer. So I'm just going to fit it in here. Remember, I did that offset so that I would have space to fit it in. Tack it down. I'm gonna do the brown layer next. Just fitting it in the open space. Take it down. Lord have mercy. And my last layer is the silver. I'm gonna press it for the full time. Feel it and reveal it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think I love it too much. I think I love it too much. Look at that. I think I love it too much. I think I love it too much. Okay, let me feel it. Let me calm myself down. Make sure you can see that. So this is the finished product, and what am I going to say? I love it. I love it. And if you have found this tutorial helpful, please consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and turning on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.